Hello, my name is Diane Boulanger. I'm a French immersion teacher. I'm here to argue that coding is the new literacy to make a difference in the world. Most pictures you will see in this presentation were made with the iPad app called Hopscotch. I prepare my programs based on our curriculum with examples selected from many sources like books, videos, television programs, visits to museums, nature field trips, and from the worldwide media. This first example is from current events, the Ebola epidemic in Africa. Scientists think that keeping our forests protect us from the Ebola virus. Coding is the new literacy. Everyday objects, from our phone to our cars and hospital equipment, are made with code. Yet, most of us do not know how to read and write code. Code is a language we use to talk to computers. Successful coders started early. We know successful coders like Steve Wozniak, who worked with Steve Jobs to develop Apple computers, Bill Gates with Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, Larry Page and Sergey Brin from Google. They all started coding at an early age. They were aware and amazed at the possibilities of coding at an early age. Should we give this opportunity to all our students? Many computer-related jobs go unfilled. For all the jobs available in math, science, and technology, 60% of those are technology jobs, while only 2% of our graduates are from the computer science field. Also, there is a big gender gap. Only 27% of the people in computer science are women. There's a place for many more people in this field. I gradually developed the philosophy for my classroom around the work of Tony Wagner from Harvard University. He is thinking that our economy is based in a large part on spending money we do not have to buy things we do not need, threatening the planet in the process. To change this and develop an economy for sustainable development, we need to do things differently. As teachers, we need to be far more innovative to help our students create innovative solutions to worldwide issues. He defines the elements of the innovator. Their work is based on solving real-world problems, and they do it with passion, purpose, and a playful attitude. Students can create visual explanations of math concepts like division and fractions with imaginative and playful context. In this example, we have aliens on the far side of the moon dividing themselves when the iPad is shaken. We also have a horse drawing that can be viewed as decimals. With coding, math becomes fun. Students code because they know they are creating and developing important ideas for greater purpose, like sustainable development. With guidance, each student creates what he thinks is important. We have here 2 ideas for energy-efficient houses. Coding is easy to learn. Students learn while playing with trial and error. The first programs consist of drawing a line, turning and drawing another line. There's even an online community providing many examples of programs that can be emulated and modified. Apart from being athletic and competitive, coders work with their peers, their mentors, in order to be innovative. The interdisciplinary interactions allow students to design fascinating ideas from all fields, including sports, from hockey to soccer games. Students are intrinsically motivated to create products that are not necessarily teacher-directed. My students were against bullying and organized a march for the Day of Pink. I gave them the opportunity to code their ideas. With coding, everything is possible. To be creative, we use Google 20% rule. Employees work 80% of the time, and one day of the week, they were allowed to be creative and do whatever they want. In my classroom, students were creative and were allowed to code innovative ideas one morning every 10 days. That's all. During that time, students were very engaged and worked very hard to achieve their goals. Coding feels like playing a game. Students happily code at home, at school, in the weekend. In addition, or instead of playing video games, coders create their own video games just for fun. This spinning game, for example, comes directly from the grade 4 math textbook. Students can create voting systems as well. Students and teachers bring in their passion about what is important to them. For example, trying to understand the source of global warming and finding and modeling alternative ways to produce petroleum. Sustainable petroleum source can be created from algae or recycling end-of-life plastics into petroleum. Innovators identify problems, understand them, and drive their learning to find creative solutions. Here, we have the solar panel highway and geothermal electricity. With online communication, both adults and students model and share programs. Other people can learn or get inspired from each other's work. In this example, a grade 3 French immersion student modeled a timeline for the history of Ontario. It was featured on the Hopscotch online community. Students create real products for real audiences. For example, students created audiobooks for younger students that were published online. They performed songs published online with the ideas to save the earth or about coding. Students remain curious and investigate what interests them, like space exploration and the benefits of space exploration. All the stars we see at night from planet Earth are contained in that tiny little circle. We can almost see the Big Bang. There is so much to explore. Students are encouraged to make a difference in the world. Should black men be given the opportunity to make a difference in the world instead of finding them in jail? There are more black men in prison today that were under slavery in 1850. Or can nuclear fusion, the reaction occurring inside the sun, be the solution to fuel crisis? The nuclear fusion example was done with Scratch. What is important to you? Toronto has many startup companies that provide us inspiration and leadership. For example, Tinai is an image search engine that allows anyone to search the web for other locations where the image is used. It was developed by a woman. Wattpad is a site that provides free books to read and a location to publish your own books in any language. With coding skills, students like those Toronto startups can develop their own company right here. There are many places available to learn coding for free. Aside from the online environments provided by Hopscotch and Scratch, there are universities providing free coding classes. Khan Academy is rich with coding lessons. Following Black Girls Code and Girls Who Code on Twitter will give also many additional information. One line of code could be the start.